The Atlas Post. Well, July 15th is almost here. Yes, tax day. Instead of being April 15th, it's July 15th this year due to coronavirus. So if you're watching this video, you probably have either decided that you've been rushing around and you're not going to stress yourself out, or you have just decided, well, you're just going to do it later. And you're just going to file an extension. Well, I'm going to show you how to file an extension, the how-to, and multiple ways you can do it, and the two most important steps of all. But before we start, I'm going to strongly encourage you to process your return and payment electronically. That also goes with your extension. Here's the main reason why is the IRS has limited staffing, just like many other things. You should hear the people for unemployment. It's like they cannot get through. It's like putting things into a black hole. I have a friend that tried to file for unemployment. This was before coronavirus, and let's just say it took 3.5 months. On her taxes, her dad did it via paper because he's very traditional, and let's just say they have not heard or seen anything, and this was months ago. So do it electronically if you can. If not, just know that you're going to have to wait until they get to it, because it's on a first come, first served basis. And also, the best reason of all is if you do it electronically, you may be able to get an update within 24 hours. If you mail in your return, like I said, you're going to have to wait at least 4 weeks. Note there are special rules if you are living outside the U.S., serving in a combat zone or qualified hazardous duty area. And this video is focused on individuals. It's not focused on businesses. It's focused on individuals. And if you use an electronic payment method and indicate that the payment is for an extension, you don't even have to file a form. Yes. And that is IRS Form 4868. That's a form that you need to file an extension with the IRS to extend your filing until October 15th, 2020. So before you do the extension, know that you will need to, of course, fill out your name. You know what your name is, your address, town, zip code, right? Your social security number, your spouse's social security number. Note, this does not say anything whether you're filing separately, filing jointly, etc. It just says put in your social security number. Part 2, individual income tax. This is where you estimate your total tax liability for 2019 in line item number 4. In line item number 5, you're going to estimate the total payments for 2019. Line number 6 is your balance due, and you are subtracting line 5 from line 4. And number 7, amount that you are paying. Note, it doesn't say, all it says is, actually note, number 7, all it says is amount that you're paying. It's better to pay something than nothing, or you can just pay nothing. And here's the reason why you want to at least file the form. Because some of you may be going, well, I don't know what the number is. Do I even need to file it? I'll just file late. Well, if you don't file an extension and you don't finish your taxes, there's a late payment penalty. The late payment penalty is usually 5% of the amount due for each month or part of each month your return is late. The maximum penalty is 25%. If your return is more than 60 days late, the minimum penalty is $330. Yes, $330 extra, or the balance of the tax due on your return, whichever is smaller. But you might not owe the penalty if you have a reasonable explanation for filing date. So that's your late payment penalty. If you decide, I'm not going to fill out that form, I don't want to deal with it, I can't estimate it at all, you notice the fees are a lot higher. Versus you just have a late payment penalty. And that is, you send in your extension and you give them some payment or even no payment because you're not certain how much you're going to owe. If you do this and you file the extension, the amount is half of 1% of any tax. And that's other than estimated your taxes, and you're not paid by the regular due date. So these are the taxes that you didn't pay. So it's charged for each month or part of each month that the tax is unpaid, which is half of 1% of any tax. To give you a little perspective, The savings account rate at your bank, which doesn't pay you hardly anything, is 0.06 interest per year. And the interest rate we're talking about on this is 0.5% per month charged. Also, like I mentioned, pay what you think you owe, or at least pay what you can, because then you'll owe less. If you overpay, then guess what? They owe you more money. They can give you the interest. Okay, that makes it a whole lot easier. Also note on number 8, check here if you're out of the country and a U.S. citizen or resident. So that could be you're in Puerto Rico, you're in Germany, you're in Japan. Basically, you're not in the U.S., so they do give you extra time. Number 9, check here if you file Form 1040-NR or 1040-NREZ and didn't receive wages as an employee subject to U.S. income tax withholding. So now we're going to go to the IRS website. So that you can fill out on the IRS website. You can send it in electronically. But there's also these sites that you can send them in on, which is such as Free File. This is from the IRS website. This is Free File, which allows you to electronically request an automatic tax filing extension. Note that this is free regardless of income. And I'm going to show it to you because it looks a little bit different than the regular IRS form because it will ask you more information. So this portion right here is exactly the same as the information that we saw from the IRS. But note it says, if you wish to file a paper form 4868, print this form and enclose a check or money order for your payment. And you mail it to the appropriate address. But notice on here, this is required for information for filing electronic extension, which is, it asks you, look at last year's federal tax return and enter your adjusted gross income in the space provided below, and look for your adjusted gross income on line 7 of Form 1040. So if you don't know this information, you can't file last year's tax return, you should probably use a different form that doesn't require it. Okay? Also here it says enter last year's self-selected signature PIN. If you do not have or do not remember your PIN, skip this step and follow the instructions in step A, which is right above. And you also add your electronic signature, and you're selecting your PIN right here. Now, I don't know how they are. You know how it's like you do all these passwords for your websites and all these other things online? This is the IRS, so if you can't remember it, you will probably have to go through some additional steps. So I would say this is something where you should really write it down. Also enter your birth date as well as today's date. And this, they already put the information in. And then it does include your payment options right here. They're so nice to include this. Your routing number, electronic withdrawal of tax due, the date to make it. Don't you like that? Check the box. Mail a check or money order. That's if you're doing it by check. It's electronic check, electronic withdrawal statement. I authorize the U.S. Treasury and its designated financial agent to go ahead and do this. Note that that is coming directly out of your checking account withdrawal. This or savings, checking or savings. This does not let you pay with a credit card here. Okay. That one is on Free File Fillable.forms. Now there are other options in different agencies that you can also fill out. So there are what we've been talking about in filing the extension has been federal. You also do have state taxes if you're in a state where you have to pay taxes. So when we look at this on the Federation of Tax Administrators, it lists all the different states and where you need to go. Also, whichever state you're on, you can just put file income taxes. For the state of California, of course, it's the State of California Franchise Tax Board, and the due dates are personal. They also have it for businesses. And here's the great part about this is when you send them the information, your extension to file is you just send them a payment. So if you pay by July 15th, if you're not ready to file your return, and you are automatically given the extension till October 15th and no application is needed. And it gives you the link right here. Make your extension payment for free using WebPay or visit our other payment options. You can also pay via mail, but I'm going to suggest file electronically whenever possible. File electronically whenever possible. Okay? And that's it. File electronically whenever possible. And one of the things I mentioned at the beginning is the two most important steps of all of this is to file the extension, period. Whether you think you owe money at all or you're not certain how much money you owe, pay something, file your tax return, because otherwise you're going to be hit with a late payment penalty and for not filing. The two most important steps of all of this is to file electronically. And number two is, regardless if you think you owe taxes, send something in, but send it in. The two most important things of all is to, if you're not ready to file your taxes, is to file electronically and file an extension. Number one. Number two, if you think you owe taxes, pay something. Pay what you can pay. Don't push it all off to later. Gosh, those are the two most important things. In California, the place where you want to go to file your state taxes is the State of California Franchise Tax Board. And you do this by filing online. Preferably, you could also still file by mail. But if you are doing your extension, they try and make it easy. So pay by July 15th to avoid penalties and interest, but they're going to make it really easy. They will give you an automatic extension to October 15th. They say 6-month extension, but that's from April, right? But all you have to do is pay them something. You can either go to WebPay, which you probably have to fill out more information. Actually, all they care is that you make a payment. You can either make the payment using WebPay or you can visit other payment options. And basically, they just ask you, oh, please send in your credit card. Make a payment, bank account, payment plan, credit card. They just want to know that you're paying it. They make it easy. Actually, I thought all you have to do is make a payment. Now here they have this payment for automatic extension. And pay. Okay. Anyway, that's what they said. Here's the form, tax payment worksheet. Okay, you already did this information. Pretty much this is what you already did for federal, but they're just showing you your income tax withheld. I'm Joy Atlas, and I've been creating videos to update and help you get loans, unemployment, help you with taxes, help you with, basically it's all this financial information that you're looking for. You're looking for, my friends are looking for, other people are looking for it. This is all to help you out. Anyway, I would love some coffee to keep me up late at night, and if you are so inclined, you can buy me a cup of coffee or two, or catch me on Patreon for the Atlas Post. Info, of course, is available in the video description. You can also help us out by sharing our videos, liking them, making comments, checking out our playlist, and subscribing for the latest updates. Usually they tell you, go ahead and do this if you happen to like the video. I'm hoping you like the video, but please just share it anyway. But tap into your news with the Atlas Post. Have a joyful day.